I'm sure you've heard of the health benefits when it comes to drinking wine in moderation, but you may not know about some of the latest findings or even some of the research that's been done in the past that's not as widely known. My next guest does know all about those surprising insights. He's an obstetrician and gynecologist. He's a wine lover, wine expert, and he's also part of an international research community that looks at the health benefits of wine in moderation. And he joins me live now from his home office in Arizona. Welcome, Dr. Edward Miller.
Thank you, Natalie.
Good for you to join us. Now, we're going to take the deep dive when we chat in November, and that will be on the Sunday Sipper Club, which is 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Toronto, New York. But for now, as I mentioned, we're familiar, generally speaking, with the health benefits of drinking wine in moderation. But what don't we know? And what might surprise us when it comes to wine and health?
Well, I usually break things down three ways. First is alcohol in moderation beneficial? And then, if so, is wine more beneficial beyond the alcohol it contains? And then the newer research is, are certain red wines more helpful than others? I think one of the really surprising things where there's real compelling evidence that doesn't get out there very well is cardiovascular disease is by far the number one killer in the developed world. And there's modifiable and non-modifiable factors for heart disease, such as you can't do anything about your age or your sex or your family history.
Sure.
But from the Framingham studies that are still ongoing since 1948, we've identified smoking, inactivity, high cholesterol, high blood pressure as modifiable risk factors. One of the things that isn't out there is that stopping smoking is the number one thing you can do. That's out there. But the number two modifiable risk factor for heart disease is not drinking. And there's compelling evidence for that. So that surprises some people.
Wow.
And then as far as wine, there does appear to be health benefits beyond the alcohol it contains. Resveratrol is the popular compound to discuss, and while it is helpful in lab animals and various things, it does that in a dosage range about 1,000 times what's in a bottle of wine. So you'd have to drink 1,000 bottles of wine a day. So,
which might not end up being very healthful for you.
Yeah, that would be lethal. And so Roger Corder, who's a professor in London, has his research is really kind of leading the way as far as identifying a class of compounds in wine called procyanidins, which are a subclass of the polyphenols. And all wine drinkers are familiar with polyphenols because that gives the flavor, the color, the tannins, mouthfeel, a lot of the things. But the procyanidins dilate blood vessels, they inhibit plaque formation, and they do it in the amount that's present in bottles of red wine.
Terrific. Yeah, so they're opening up those arteries so they don't get clogged, and thus the heart
Exactly.
attacks. Okay, wow. So we are going to explore this and many other health-related issues because there's so many different studies and so many aspects to this. I'm really looking forward to it, Dr. Miller. We will regroup again in November at 6 p.m. on the Sunday Sipper Club. That's 6 p.m. my time. I think that's 3 p.m. your time out in Arizona on the West Coast. But I'm really looking forward to that chat, so we will say goodbye for now.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.